bored. Look me up, cause I'm such a junkie. Every day all I want is more. So entertain me right now. So entertain me right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. I am Shauna, and I am here with my fellow junkies.
I'm Hayley.
I'm Nicole.
Awesome. We are starting season 4 of the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. We do want to say a thank you and a so long, see you soon to Alex. He is no longer going to be on the podcast with us, but we will miss him. We wish him luck, and we will miss all of his impressions. So we got to step up with the goofy voices, guys. So happy 2023, everyone. What's up to? How is your holidays?
My holidays were great. I was in Chicago and actually got out on my flight and returned on my flight.
Look at that. You were on Southwest, huh?
I was on Southwest.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I was supposed to fly out on the 29th, or wow, the whatever date, but my flight was going to get canceled, so I switched it to an earlier date. Got out, and then flying back here to Arizona, I didn't think I was going to get out, but by some God-given miracle, I was able to fly out, and I have my bags, and it was great. And it was my niece's first Christmas, so that was wonderful.
Aww.
Cute. What'd you do for New Year's Eve?
I went...
Yeah, babies, that's adorable. Anyway, what'd you do for New Year's?
I went out to downtown Gilbert with a couple friends, and they probably don't listen to this podcast, so I'm going to rat him out. My friend basically threw up on me in the Uber ride.
Oh my God, that's so expensive to have to pay for vomiting in the Uber.
I was the one that paid for the Uber ride too. So
no, Nicole, you're going to get such a bad rating now.
Honestly, it's totally fine. I don't use Uber. That was like the 4th time I've used Uber, maybe in like 3 years.
Yeah.
But my friend did pay me back for like the cleaning fee, like the whole cleaning fee. So obviously it's not his fault or anything. If you get sick, you get sick, you know, but I
had a friend throw up in the backseat of my car once, and I swear that stain, it didn't come out. And anytime I look back there, I just thought about her, and I was like, shit. And then we weren't friends anymore, and I had to still look at this vomit stain in my backseat, like, no.
Gag.
Hayley, how was your holiday and New Year's Eve? Speaking of drunken vomit.
Very different. Yeah. We lead very different lives. I spent my holidays. I took my kids up to the North Pole experience in Flagstaff, which was super fun. They got to meet Santa, and it was great. We felt like we were kind of losing a little bit of the Christmas magic this year, so we took a last minute trip up there, and it was totally worth it. Had a lot of fun, and they were on the good list this year, so Santa brought them everything that they asked for, and we've been having a lot of fun. New Year's, real exciting. We got together with some cousins, and then we came home and went to bed early, and it was nice. It was actually really nice.
You fell asleep before midnight?
We did. I mean, the kids, we rang in the new year at like 10 p.m. and put them to bed.
Love that.
And when we stayed out, we watched some Arrested Development.
Oh my God.
And clinked some Martinellis at midnight, and then went to bed. But
dude, Martinelli slaps.
Dude, it's good. Last New Year, ringing in 2022, we fell for some targeted ad for this like Gatsby's New Year's Eve party in downtown Phoenix.
I remember you said that.
Yeah, and we went to that. We dropped some coin, and other than us looking really fly and having fun being kind of, out without kids, other than that, it was a total bust. So we kind of told ourselves, like, never again. Parties are just not our thing. So it was nice to just be home and relax and stuff this year. Yeah.
Nice. Well, after my New Year's Eve ringing in 2022, I had the COVID. So it was literally like passed out all day, woke up at 11:45, put on my mask, and like stood in the living room with my husband, like, and waved at each other and blew kisses from across the room. So this year we went out to a bar in Phoenix, Arizona. We're naming all these Arizona places, and I realize our listeners who aren't in Arizona are like, what the hell is Gilbert? Gilbert.
We're just ambassadors for State 48,
yes,
baby.
come visit Arizona. There's lots to do. There's snow and bars. So we went out and I introduced 2 single friends who ended up enjoying the evening together. And so if they get married, I shipped it. My husband, they kissed, okay? That was it. Let's keep it PG. My husband danced with me, which never happens, so that was great. Yeah, but Christmas was good too. Saw the fam, opened gifts, ate too much food, you know, the works. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome.
So, 2022. I don't know what kind of
over.
transition that was.
It's over.
So, it's over. It's done. Hey, some movies and TV shows came out. I want to hear what your favorites were.
My favorite book that I read in 2022 was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
I wanted to read that.
Me too.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's probably my favorite book I've ever read. She goes into detail about just her childhood, and I would have never expected that she was going through all of this, but she talks about how her mom was abusing her, not like physically like hitting her, stuff like that, just her eating disorder that her mom caused her just being totally, her childhood was just taken from her.
Just controlling her and manipulating her at every turn,
Yeah.
right? Forcing her into
And
like
this is the
showbiz.
gal that was on iCarly?
Yeah, she was Sam on iCarly.
And Sam and Kat.
Which she talks about that too, and how Ariana Grande is just like a total piece of work to actually like work with.
That does not surprise me, to be honest with you.
Because she was like, Jeanette McCurdy was talking about how she was on set all the time, and then Ariana would be at like award shows or doing concerts, and she wouldn't have to be on set, but Jeanette McCurdy had to like fake a smile and act like she wanted to be there, and had to do meet and greets with fans at the set and stuff like that. And yeah, I highly, 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 highly recommend this book. It's so good. I read it in like 2 days.
Wow.
It's just so good. So I have it. So if either of you want to borrow it, let me know.
And
And
what's it called again?
I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Dang.
Kind of morbid,
It's obvious.
but
Damn, yeah.
once you read the book, you
Attention
like
catcher.
totally understand like the title of the book.
Be like, I'm glad your mom died too, Jeanette.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Dang. Nice. Highlight for me, one highlight from the year would obviously be Stranger Things season 4.
No.
No. Yeah, I know it comes as a shock to everybody. I don't know. My ship sailed this year. Like, Jopper friggin' made out. And
That was a good ship too.
freaking running up that hill took over like everything, and Eddie Munson cosplayers took over all the conventions. I don't know. It was just a great year to be a Stranger Things fan. And also it's like a little bittersweet because it's the penultimate season. Like, we only get to do this one more time. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt like Stranger Things ruled my year this year, and in the best possible way. Like, I should say I love most of that fandom. I don't love the entire fandom. I love most of the fandom. And I've loved being chronically online and engaging with a lot of those people this year. So yeah, Stranger Things.
Oh, dude, so good. And I'm sad that we always have to wait so long in between seasons. It just drives you nuts. And then the kids age like 45 years in between each season. They all have like 5 o'clock shadows and wrinkles now. Let's see. One of my favorite pieces of media this year, I had a lot, and it was hard to narrow it down. But I tried to think of like something that every time it was over, I wished it wasn't over week to week. And that was She-Hulk for me. At the end of every episode of She-Hulk, I was like, oh, I want it to be longer. Oh, I wish there was one more episode. It was just so good and spoke so much to like toxic fandom culture, to incel culture, to just people demanding things of Marvel, to men demanding things of women. I think there was a lot of conversation around it, and it pissed a lot of people off, which tends to make me like things more. That's why I liked Turning Red so much from Pixar. But beyond all of that, it was just really funny and well acted. And I know there was a lot of chit chat around how the CGI was so shitty. I didn't think it was bad. I mean, from that first trailer, I know we all kind of had our reactions of like, this might not be Marvel quality CG going in. But I think the final product was really impressive, honestly. And yeah, I laughed. I thought it was great. I thought it was super entertaining every single week. So,
and it brought Matt
She-Hulk.
Murdock back to us.
Oh my God. And then they boinked. I'm sorry, spoiler. They boinked. They boinked. And it was great.
It was great. She smashes.
She
Walls
smashed.
and occasionally Matt Murdock.
She-Hulk smashed him.
Good one. All right, what else, Nicole? What else is on your list?
My favorite / best concert of 2022. I mean, I think we can all pretty much guess what I'm going to say, but it's Billie Eilish.
What?
Yeah, I know. Shocker.
You guys are both shocking me this episode.
I know.
She just put on an incredible show. Again, totally worth the money. I didn't spend like a crazy amount of money, honestly, but totally worth it that I went by myself the second night.
Yeah, I was going to say you went twice.
Yeah, I went to both shows here in Phoenix and would not have changed it, because going by myself I think was better than actually going with my sister, because I was, not that I didn't enjoy it the first time around, but I was actually able to enjoy it for myself rather than worrying about her, because she was like 6 weeks pregnant. So I was like making sure she was okay, her feet were all good and everything like that. But yeah, so good. Her shows are just absolutely incredible. And I was sitting in the spot where she comes out on like a bird scooter under the tunnel, and I was sitting legitimately right next to the tunnel. So I was like 5 feet away from her, so I was fangirling a little bit. But
Did you smell her?
I don't think I did, but I'm assuming she was wearing her perfume, because she has her own perfume line. So I wore it that night too. So twins, but that's okay. But yeah, that was probably my best concert of 2022.
Awesome.
What else for you, Hayley?
I'm sticking with TV. I was thinking the other TV show that really like captivated me this year was Severance on Apple TV.
Oh, you keep talking about that, and I keep like it's on my list.
Yeah, it's it just messed with your head in a great way. You never knew what was really going on until the very end of the season. A lot is revealed to you, but then there's a big twist, and then there's even more questions, and just one of the best finales, like season finales of any show I've ever seen. And it's slow in the beginning, and so you really don't know what to expect or what to think of it. And it just ramps up, and then by the end, it's just like, speeding at 100 miles an hour, and the finale goes by so quickly. Just so good. I cannot wait. Season 2 comes out in 2023, and I'm dying because I have so many questions, and I can't wait. So yeah, if there's one thing to like add to your list that you maybe missed, Severance. And I think it defies genre kind of. It's a little bit of like a mystery, a drama. There's some comedy in there. So it's not like even a little bit of like science fiction. So it kind of, there's something in it for everybody, I think.
Oh, dude, I need to get on Apple TV just so I could watch it, because it's definitely on the list.
And then you can watch Ted Lasso too.
Right? I keep hearing about that too. More streaming platforms to spend money on. Let's see here. Okay. A movie that I really enjoyed this year was Nope. So this was a Jordan Peele movie with Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer. Oh, dude, this movie was just so freaking good. You don't know you go into it thinking it's going to be a horror movie. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, because it definitely is one of those movies that you don't want spoilers going into. But you go into it thinking it's going to be a horror movie, like a lot of Jordan Peele's movies are. And it's more of like a science fiction, like a sci-fi movie. So at least based on the trailers, I can say this much. These siblings live on a ranch and they're trying to capture evidence of a flying saucer. And shit just kind of hits the fan from there. Steven Yeun is in it, and I have the biggest crush on him since Walking Dead. And he wears this amazing, like, bedazzled cowboy suit. But yeah, it's really well acted, really well produced. It's laugh out loud funny. I definitely pop. I mean, Jordan Peele, honestly, at this point, he can't go wrong. Everything he makes is just incredible. But definitely give Nope a shot if you haven't watched it yet.
That's on my watch list. I want to see that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it's streaming on Peacock too.
Oh, hell yeah. More Peacock ads from Pop Culture Junkie Podcast.
Sponsor us. Just kidding.
Sponsors Peacock. I have it, and I just have never logged on. No, that's a lie. I think I watched that Bill Nye show. I think that was on Peacock. But that's about it. But watch Nope. All right, Nicole, one more. If you could choose one more.
My last one from 2022, there were definitely many, but my best event that I went to and attended would have been NASCAR's Talladega in Alabama. It was super fun. I obviously love NASCAR, so just being at a race in general is like on my tops list, but this one in particular because my driver won the race and it was super close at the end. And
Who's your driver again?
My driver is Chase Elliott.
They're dating. Excuse you.
Yeah.
He's the only NASCAR driver I know.
Oh, really?
Chef Gordon.
Hey. There you go. There you go. See? You
Rest
guys
in
are
peace.
catching on. I mean, yeah, they're both retired or dead, but...
Or dead.
Well, there's our junior.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There you go.
But, yeah, it was super
Let's just
cool
keep shouting NASCAR drivers at Nicole.
Ricky Bobby.
Danica Patrick. Wait. Dana Patrick?
Yeah, she's legit.
Okay, keep going, Nicole. Keep going.
Keep going. Yes, Chase Elliott won.
Yeah, and it was super cool to see your driver win at a very, very iconic track. Like, there is a movie after this NASCAR track, so it was just super cool to see it. With the friend that I was with, I was just like clinching to his arm at the final lap because I was just like, this is not about to happen. I'm not about to see my driver win a race right in front of me. So just that whole experience was super fun. I love Talladega. Honestly, I kind of love Alabama. It's beautiful. The area around the track is just all green. So all you see is like a bunch of trees, and then there's like a airport in the distance. So you always see planes and stuff. Not that that has anything to do with my experience, but it's still cool.
I like a good
It's
airplane.
super pretty,
It's cool.
but that would
Airplanes are
be
legit.
my best or top event that I attended in 2022.
That's
Side
cool.
note, I really want to go to Alabama because I just found out they filmed the Tim Burton movie Big Fish in Alabama.
And there's
there
an
is this
abandoned film site.
abandoned island, yes!
Ooh,
Dude,
pop culture
let's
trip.
go. Pop culture trip.
so bad.
Dude, it'd be so sick. I went to Alabama this year and I didn't have the same positive experience that you did, but it was for a work trip.
Oh,
So
Hey,
I think I went to
cost
the
of
wrong
living
town.
Is pretty.
let's just say I didn't go to a town that I fit in very well. But the food was good. Oy.
That's cool. Very cool. Talladega. So is Talladega like the Super Bowl of NASCAR? Is that like a thing?
I would say the quote unquote Super Bowl of NASCAR is probably the Daytona 500.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I would say that's probably in the same realm of things.
Okay. Nice. Very cool. I will stick with some Southern American charm for my final favorite thing of 2022 by choosing the film Elvis, directed by Baz Luhrmann.
Love it.
I don't know if you guys know this about me, but Baz Luhrmann's films all represent like my favorite things that exist. So one of his
tell.
first films. So one of his first films was Romeo and Juliet, which isn't my favorite Shakespeare play, but I do really love Shakespeare. One of my favorite things in life is to go see Shakespeare plays or to watch Shakespeare films.
I like Shakespeare too.
So I loved that. And then he did The Great Gatsby, which I did my master's thesis on the novel The Great Gatsby. And one of my favorite books. It's hard to say like my favorite book, but one of my favorite books. And then Elvis, I have adored and been obsessed with since I was in college. I actually took a class on Elvis at ASU.
What?
And
God,
yeah.
Go Devils.
Go Devils. and I've been in love with him ever since. And so anyway, he just keeps like knocking it out of the park with these things that I love and adore. But oh my gosh, Elvis was just so good. Austin Butler killed it. I felt like, it's weird being a huge fan of someone who is dead and who you're never going to get to see live. And yet watching Elvis, this movie, I think, is the closest I'll ever get to watching Elvis in person. And I know that sounds weird because I saw it in a movie theater and it wasn't even him. It was Austin Butler. But there were so many times during that movie that I forgot I wasn't watching Elvis.
That's awesome.
You really you get lost in it. And the whole cast was great. But my gosh, I love it. I love it so much that I went back. I saw it and then I went back a couple days later and watched it by myself just to experience it again. And if it got re-released in theaters tomorrow, I would go back and watch it again. That's how much I loved it.
I need to see it. Ugh,
Me too.
So good. So good.
gonna give it a whirl. My mother-in-law had an Elvis impersonator at her 50th birthday party who was pretty legit.
That is amazing.
We'll get that for Hayley.
Amazing. Dude,
it was great.
If my husband and I ever like renewed our wedding vows, I've told him this. I'm like, we're going to Vegas and we're getting like an Elvis impersonator.
Oh.
But like a young, hot Elvis impersonator, not like an old Vegas. But here's the thing too.
I can do it for you.
Oh, mama.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is the last I will say about Elvis is that I think a lot of people, especially like our generation or younger, when we tend to think of Elvis as the kind of older, washed up,
quote unquote fat
Vegas
Elvis
version. Yeah, fat Elvis, right? This movie does a great job of, first of all, showing you how hot he was and how he just riled up the whole country with his sexuality.
Elvis could get it. That pelvis.
It does such a good job of like showing the frenzy surrounding him, but it also does such a good job of showing how his descent into who he eventually became was all a result of being manipulated,
The people around him. Yeah.
And the people around him destroying him, like strategically destroying him for their own personal gain. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking. And I think that this movie offered a little bit of closure to his family. And I don't know. It was just, I can't say enough good things about it. You guys, I want to go watch it right now.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's on the list. It's on the list. Maybe I'll watch it tonight instead of the 10 hours of Netflix I've been watching for the past 3 days. Probably not, though. My final thing of the year. Okay, so I was a huge Game of Thrones fan, and like most of us, I was very disappointed with the finale. So when House of the Dragon was announced, at first I was like, I don't even know if I want to waste my time watching this. I don't know if I'm ready to get back in after having my heart broken like that. I wasn't ready to get hurt again. But, I jumped back into that Game of Thrones relationship, and I'm happy I did because House of the Dragon is so good. The cast is incredible. And you watch the first couple episodes and it's one cast and you fall in love with them and then they age them up and then you're like, I don't know if I'm going to like this new cast as much. And then you do, except for Matt Smith. He stays the same throughout the entire show and he's so hot. Even without eyebrows, he's just so handsome. But so it changes a lot. A lot of the criticisms that Game of Thrones had are things that I had about it too. you could tell there wasn't a woman in the room for a lot of these scenes. There was gratuitous rape to advance the plot of a man. I'm okay with, obviously, sex scenes, but I like it to be consensual sex scenes. I want both people to be enjoying it. There was a lot of murder and death in Game of Thrones, which is fine too, but sometimes it was so over the top that that's all you kind of got out of the episode was that guy got his eyeballs plucked out. House of the Dragon has sex scenes, but you can tell that a woman actually directed this shit, right? A lot of it is female focused and centered. And if there is one scene where it's implied that somebody was raped, but they don't show it on the screen. And you know that the person who did it is not a character you're supposed to root for. That's a bad guy. And we hope he dies in the end. But it's not to advance the plot of the show, you know? And I think the graphics are just incredible. I'm excited to see where it goes next. Every episode kind of left you on the edge of your seat. It was violent, but not anything where I'm like, wow, I'm never going to watch that scene again. So heart pop to House of the Dragon. And I think even if you haven't ever seen Game of Thrones, you could watch this show and it would still make sense to you. There's a lot of names thrown around, but it's a prequel to Game of Thrones. So I think that even if you haven't, you'd be able to catch on pretty quickly. But yeah, gonna give that a pop because it was stunning. And it made me order a lot of negroni sbagliatos with prosecco in it.
So that's what that's from?
Yes. So
Man.
Two of the actresses, Emma D'Arcy and Olivia Cook, were doing a behind the scenes thing. And the whole cast just interacts so well with each other. And if you follow them on social media, they're all friends, which is amazing. And they were interviewing each other. And one of them was, what's your drink of choice? And that's when a Negroni sbagliato. It's a pretty bitter drink, by the way. It's like blood red. It's pretty good.
It's always good to know where a TikTok sound originates.
Right?
Most of the time I'd never know.
Honestly, I felt like an asshole going to the bar, though, and being like, I went to one in Phoenix and I ordered it. And the guy looked at me and went, no, I'm sorry, but just no. And I was like, this was a drink that existed before House of the Dragon. And then me and my friend Jessica were like, we're determined to get these fucking drinks. So we went to another bar and we ordered them. And the guy was like, oh, with Prosecco in it? And like, he totally went along with it. We were like,
that's awesome.
Yes. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. It was hard to narrow it down to 3. Was it hard for you guys?
It was a good year. Yeah.
It was. It was a good year for Marvel. There's lots of things coming in 2023.
I'll give honorable mention to, we got to go to FanX, Salt Lake, like Comic-Con that they have. And
nice.
It was awesome, man. They put Phoenix to shame. I hate to say. It was a lot of fun. So I got to give honorable mention to them. It was good year. Lots of stuff. Good things happen.
Lots of good movies, lots of good shows, and I can't wait to see what 2023 brings. And of course, the Pop Culture Junkies will be talking about all of it and breaking it all down. Let's wrap this episode up by telling the people where they can find you. Nicole, take it away.
You could find me on Instagram and TikTok at Nicole_Eldridge and on Twitter at NAEldridge14.
You can find me, Hayley, on Instagram at 30NerdyThriving.
And you can find me, Shauna, on Instagram and TikTok at Shauna Trinidad, Shaunatrinidad. Go to our website, popculturejunkie.com, to find out how to find us on social media and support us on Patreon. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind the scenes, bloopers, episodes no one else gets to hear, pictures of Nicole's toes. It's a great time. Thank you for listening, and come back next time for another hit of pop culture.
Pop Culture Junkie is a production of Pop Culture Entertainment Group.
So entertain